Welcome to this edition of Like Nobody's Business. I'm Mary Beth Seawald with the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce. You know, at the Chamber, we are always looking to feature great businesses in our community. And with a diverse and growing population like we have in Southern Nevada, there are always ways to cater for and take care of our community. And that's really important to all of us at the Vegas Chamber. And so businesses in Las Vegas are always looking to find ways to tap into niche markets offering specialized products and services. And one of the ways and one of the things that we want to talk about today is offering veterinary and human health care with their innovative touch here at the Viticus Group. So I'm so excited today to be interviewing and featuring the CEO of the Viticus Group, Miss Andrea Davis. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mary Beth. So happy to be here. Happy to have you here.
Oh gosh, thank you. Your facility is absolutely tremendous, and we've known each other for a while. You're an outstanding leader in our community. I can't give you enough kudos for that. So if you would, start off by telling us about the Viticus Group and why your work is so important here.
Sure. So I get a little bit passionate because we are just so proud of what we do here at Viticus Group. We're actually a 501c3, and we're going to be celebrating our 96th year of the organization. We started in Logan, Utah in 1928 and moved the organization to Las Vegas in 1963. So at Viticus Group, we really have three different areas that we focus in on. The first area is what we call our annual conference, WVC. We bring in about 16,000 plus veterinary professionals out to the Mandalay Bay every single year for our conference. The second area is we bring veterinarians from around the world to do hands-on training at our 140,000 square feet of education space located just near the airport. And our third area is bringing surgeons on the human side from around the country to learn new techniques and devices. So we really have this amazing impact. Our mission is to provide innovative healthcare and education.
So because you all do so many different things, you mentioned a wide variety of things that the Viticus Group does. What makes your organization so unique?
Sure. So it's a great question, and I absolutely love saying this, so thank you. We actually are the largest animal and human hands-on training and continuing education organization in the world. The size of our organization and the amount of people that we educate, there is absolutely nothing like it. There's different areas around the country that do provide what's called bioskills training on the human health side, or some veterinary post-veterinary school education, but nothing of the size and kind of depth of what we do here at Viticus Group.
Wow, that is so exciting. I know I've never heard of an organization that does all the things that you do, but what is Viticus Group's impact on Las Vegas and the Southern Nevada region, from a community standpoint?
Sure. So I'm excited for you to talk with our two medical directors that will tell you more detail, but just from a high level, what we do, we actually bring over 30,000 clinicians to Las Vegas a year between our conference and all of the training we do year round. And the impact on the city, that's over 50,000 room nights. And then when you just take that and kind of look from there, the dining, the gambling, and everything else that goes around that, we're very proud to bring so much to the community, and we have an entire team that goes out and they look for these different groups to come to Las Vegas instead of maybe where they're going now, and those range from average size to very large. We just have such a unique facility because of our size. It does attract a unique group.
And me being on the board of the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, I'm very impressed with your efforts toward tourism and convention. You mentioned that a couple of times. That's another really big impact that the Viticus Group has on our entire community and economic development and tourism. That's just great.
Absolutely, and like I mentioned, you'll hear more, so I don't want to steal the thunder from the two medical directors, Dr. Tsuda and Dr. Pease, but we are constantly looking to partner with organizations like the LVCVA and others to see how we can attract more of these groups to come to Las Vegas.
Well, you have a great operation here. We're very excited to have you as members of the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back right after this with Dr. Tsuda and Dr. Pease. Stay with us.
7 at 7 is a newscast built for your smartphone. It's a 7-minute newscast available every weekday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. at lvrj.com. We don't waste your time, and we give you the day's top stories.
We at the RJ have noticed some similarities between us and a certain BTS character, RJ.
Plus the latest in Las Vegas business, weather, health, and entertainment news. 7 at 7 streaming now on your smartphone.
Welcome back to this edition of Like Nobody's Business. I'm Mary Beth Seawald here at Chamber member location, the Viticus Group. I'd like to take a deeper dive now with you, Dr. Pease, on the Viticus Group's impact on the veterinary health industry since 1928. That's a while. You're coming up on a big anniversary. Tell us about that.
Absolutely, yeah. We are coming up on our 100th year anniversary, and it's just amazing that we have a huge conference that we do at Mandalay Bay, and ever since joining Las Vegas, it's been amazing. We get about 17,000 veterinary professionals in town to basically learn more about veterinary medicine.
Well, and your impact on veterinary medicine here at the Viticus Group, it's just tremendous because here in Southern Nevada, we struggle a little bit with the medical industry, medical profession, and so forth. Tell us what impact the Viticus Group has on that.
It's just amazing because everybody learns differently. And so the idea is that when you come out of school, you have a lot of book knowledge, but you don't really have a lot of hands-on experience. And that's really what we built the Viticus Group around. It's the largest standalone facility outside of academia for physicians and veterinarians to learn how to do the skills in a very safe environment with world experts that we bring in to Vegas, and what a better city to do it in. I mean, it's just been amazing.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much opportunity. And, you know, I heard that the Viticus Group takes over where the veterinary school leaves off, and you kind of alluded to that just now. So can you tell us a little bit more about what does that really mean, and what are other ways that the Viticus Group fulfills the educational needs here in Southern Nevada?
Absolutely. I mean, we have such a great relationship with the deans of all the universities around, but there's also a veterinary shortage. If you've ever tried to get into a veterinary clinic right now, it's really hard because there are just so many animals, especially after COVID. And so what we find is that being more efficient, but also giving people better confidence is really what is the Viticus Group is all about. So we have a lot of hands-on training courses to get people better at dentistry, to get people better at surgery, and even just diagnosing your patient and your pet so that you can actually have those efficiencies and make sure that you get the best quality care possible, not just in Las Vegas, but everywhere around the United States.
Well, the Viticus Group is so involved in our community. There are so many ways that you're helping, not only with economic development, tourism, but you also, at the Viticus Group, you support our local community and the partners here. Tell us a little about that.
Absolutely. We couldn't do what we do in training without all of the local rescues, the shelters, the Animal Foundation, NSPCA, the Nevada SPCA. All of these sort of groups come together, and we work with them so that we can actually help them because, again, with the shortages of veterinarians, they always have problems altering patients, so like doing spays and neuters. And so we help provide that service as well as dentals. And so we actually work with a lot of the local veterinarians as well to try to provide as much nonprofit basically support for the community and really just elevate the care for even the homeless population and the homeless vets, the pets as well.
And I know that is so important because folks who find themselves in a homeless situation, a lot of them, there are shelters and places they can't go, and they can't take their pets, and so that makes it more challenging, but you're there to help with that too.
Well, and because we're much more of a support facility, what we do is we actually help the shelters so that they don't have the overflow.
Right.
And so that way we actually are much more of a supportive unit because we're not a hospital, we're really an education facility. And so that really does work in conjunction with a lot of the local veterinarians and the shelter veterinarians to make sure that they can work as best as possible with the resources that we have available.
Well, Dr. Pease at the Viticus Group, thank you so much for your service to our community. We can't tell you how much we appreciate everything you do here at the Viticus Group.
Well, we can't thank you enough. I mean, honestly, the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce has just been an amazing partner, and so we really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
All right. Well, thank you again. All right. We'll be back right after this with more on Like Nobody's Business.
As humans, we're visual creatures. In fact, American adults spend nearly 6 hours each day watching video, and we're evolving and expanding across screens. Whether we're surfing the web at work, streaming our favorite show in a waiting room, or watching the game live at home, Cox Media's digital video solutions can deliver your business's message to consumers in a way that creates a meaningful connection and drives them to take action. Grow your business. Call Cox Media today.
Welcome back to this edition of Like Nobody's Business. I'm Mary Beth Seawald with the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce. We are here at the Viticus Group learning all about the fabulous services that they provide here and their unique services, to say the least. I'm here with Dr. Tsuda, who's going to talk to us a little bit about your professional background first, because this is unique, right?
Sure. I'm very happy to be part of the Viticus Group, which, as you know, started as a veterinary organization almost 96 years ago. But I am from the human health side. I'm a practicing surgeon here in Las Vegas. I do general and bariatric surgery. I've done that for about 15 years. But before that, I was also a trainee here at the University School of Medicine at UMC for about 5 years. So all in all, I've been in Las Vegas for about 22 years, so almost a native, you would say.
Wow. Well, so tell us a little about the human health services side of the Viticus Group, since that's your specialty.
Sure. Even though we have a very long history of veterinary medicine education, about 10 years ago we started to host education for human health professionals because of our unique facilities, our state-of-the-art equipment, and our personnel. So we have companies, device companies, associations, medical schools that come in and provide training for health professionals. And last year we had almost 6,000 MDs come through our doors.
That sounds like an astronomical amount of physicians. Is that something that is to be expected, or is that you guys are so good, maybe that's par for the course?
No, here in Las Vegas, we're very fortunate to have one of the largest facilities of its kind. We specialize in hands-on education, so it's very unique. These are medical procedures. They may be radiology related, surgery related, cardiology, office-based procedures. So I think you would agree, it's always better if someone's in the medical field is learning how to do something, that they do it in a simulated environment, a safe environment. So this is what the Viticus Group allows, people to train in a safe, educated environment and then take their skills into the practicing world.
I absolutely would agree with you on that. Tell us a little bit about what types of education does the Viticus Group offer human health physicians and providers?
Yeah, as I mentioned, our strength has always been hands-on training. So we host people from Fortune 500 companies to little startup companies, and these would be done in places just like this where surgeons will work on procedures or new devices that they have to train on in order to become proficient in them. But we're also very fortunate to recently become accredited as a continuing medical education or CME provider. So this will expand the breadth and the depth of the education that we provide.
So is that in partnership with University Medical Center or UNLV or anything, or is that strictly here at the Viticus Group?
No, we're very unique in this way. Many hospital systems, many universities, medical schools are CME providers, but we are a freestanding CME provider. So in this way, when the physicians and healthcare providers come and learn at our facility, we can provide credits that they need in order to maintain licensing and credentialing. So we're very happy to be able to provide this extra service.
You know, you're kind of a best kept secret. I love hearing all of these great things, so we need to get the word out through the Vegas Chamber more about these benefits.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support with the Vegas Chamber, and we don't want to be a secret. We want people to know about us because we are becoming more of a healthcare city, and we want to feature that and be a part of that.
Well, and on that note, you're playing a big role in our becoming more of a healthcare city too, so thank you so much for that. But given the work that you do with both human physicians and veterinarians, please share with us a little bit more about the relationship and where those two areas intersect and where they merge.
That's very interesting. Traditionally, veterinary medicine and human medicine have been very separate. Our education is separate, our practices are separate, but if you think about it, we're very similar. We both take care of patients, whether four-legged, two-legged, or winged. We do surgeries, we provide medical care. So we really should collaborate more, and we are. We're doing an initiative called One Health, which is a collaboration between human health, animal health, and even environmental professionals. Something like the recent coronavirus pandemic is an example where all of these professionals need to work together to create a healthier world for ourselves. And so you'll be seeing more of this in the coming months and years from our facility.
Well, that is so exciting, Dr. Tsuda. I'm so glad that you're here in Las Vegas, and I'm glad that you're chamber members, and we appreciate all you do for our community, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be back right after this with more on Like Nobody's Business.
Remember old Vegas where the customer was king? The Casablanca in Mesquite is just like Vegas used to be. Play over 40 of your favorite table games.
Play over 800 slot and video poker machines and get comps, free play, and cash back.
Get away and play 2 18-hole championship golf courses, or pamper yourself in our full-service salon and unwind in our world-class spa. Now this is my kind of getaway. Reserve your $99 golf or spa getaway today. It's just like Vegas used to be.
Welcome back to the show. You know, the Nevada State Legislature adjourned its 82nd legislative session, and we ended on June 5th, 2023. We know the economic health of Nevada depends upon the success of employers, entrepreneurs, and also our members. And so we constantly aim to be a community champion that safeguards businesses and the state's economy. When the 2023 legislature opened in February, the Chamber made the commitment to advance a legislative agenda that was based on common sense, fair, practical, and built by consensus. We work so hard to advocate on behalf of all of our businesses across the state, but don't just take my word for it. You should hear it straight from our members.
This is what our Governor's Affairs team did for us as business members this session. An example is a bill that would have allowed municipalities to cut off the water to evaporative coolers to companies that use them retroactively. And they could have been forced to expend substantial amounts of money to upgrade to air conditioning, which may not be suitable for most businesses. Our Governor's Affairs team had that bill modified to the point where those with existing evaporative coolers were able to keep them. Now, I don't have a warehouse and I don't have evaporative coolers in my business, but this is a testament to what could hurt me if I did have a warehouse and I didn't know about it. So our Government Affairs team went the extra mile and tackled this monstrosity of bills this session, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
Out to California, and this is the first property from the Boyd family that they built in 1975. We're here today to talk about what happened during the legislative session. That's a very important process that we go through every year where we send out representatives from our business community that represent the members of the Vegas Chamber and the business community at large across the state, frankly, to help fight against bad policy that may hurt your business. We had a very successful session, a lot of great bills that did pass, a lot of bad bills that got blocked. Our team up there spent endless hours working on your behalf as chamber members and making sure that we got good policy through that will help our business community grow and expand, everything from a business climate to education to medical, a whole host of issues that are very important to all of us in business and to our team members at large. We want to give a great thanks to the Government Affairs team for all their efforts.
I'm on the Government Affairs Committee, and as such, I have sort of a close-up view on what the Government Affairs team at the Chamber does for small businesses like mine, who can't necessarily afford to hire an outside lobbyist to protect my specific interests. In my law firm, I work with a lot of small businesses, and so we're all sort of in the same boat where we can't necessarily afford to hire a lobbyist like the large organizations can. And that's what the Chamber's Government Affairs team does for us. So I just sort of got the digest, and we're about to hear more publicly everything that the Chamber was managed to bat away, set aside, mitigate over the course of the legislative session. And they're really watching out for us. And one of the big things that the Chamber looks for in its members is something called Chamber Advocates, which is a program that I launched during my chairmanship year, where individual members who are part of different organizations can be called on by the Chamber's Government Affairs team to tell our story. So, for example, I a client that owns an auto body shop. There's a particular piece of legislation that's going to change, say, workers' compensation insurance pertaining to high-risk businesses like auto body shops. So that owner of the body shop talks to the legislators and tells that story. So they hear it not only from the lobbyists that they have come to know and trust, but they also hear it from the people, really from the horse's mouth. So reach out to your salesperson with the chamber, become a part of the chamber's government affairs efforts, become a chamber advocate, and help us when the next legislative session rolls around to make sure that we are protecting small businesses and the prosperity of Southern Nevada.
In my opinion, this session, we had a win. We had a bill that we were kind of glad it went away. And then we also had the one that got away. I feel like that's the case in every session. This year, SB1, of course, a big win. We need to bring the A's here. We need a baseball team. Sports has been wonderful for our city. Our Aces championship win, followed by our Knights championship win, has really united our community and, of course, has benefited tourism. Who wouldn't want to come to Vegas to see a game? The bill that died, the heat mitigation bill, SB 427, I believe, that was a tough bill. We're glad it went away. It just, in its current form, it just didn't work. It was too broad. It didn't account for different business sectors. It was, the application was all wrong. The bill was just poorly written. So we're glad that one kind of died. In my opinion, the one that got away was the film tax credit bill. Probably too big. Probably should have been split into two different bills. But I really believe that film is going to be the next sector that we bring to Las Vegas. We have more sunny days than even LA. So as far as backlot filming is concerned, this is the ideal place for that sector to continue to diversify our economy. And I also believe that the infrastructure, some of the infrastructure, I believe needs to be built by kind of, if you build it, by the private sector, the industry will come. I think that's necessary because the budgetary restrictions in the bill as it was written was a little too much to bite. So we're happy to have another industry that we bring from California. We just don't want to fund it because we don't want to become California and have taxpayers have to fund it. But I'm sure there are many, many private industries, private companies that can fund it and definitely make huge profits and enjoy bringing a new industry to our city. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Vegas Chamber for your support of AB 241, which provides more students critical pathways to college and career readiness. We sincerely appreciate your support and the support of the business community in helping to pass this critical legislation for students and the future of Nevada's workforce.
Thank the Chamber today for their support and their work on AB 175, which will provide appointed school board members to the CCSD Board of School Trustees. It allows both the City of Henderson, the county, the City of Las Vegas, and the City of North Las Vegas to appoint trustees to the school board to hopefully provide some additional expertise on that board and help improve student achievement and financial management. I'd also like to thank the Chamber for their support of AB 400, which was the governor's bill on school choice. The provision that we were particularly interested in and the Chamber was helpful on was allowing cities to sponsor charter schools. That will allow us to help put charter schools in areas where we feel that we need to relieve overcrowding and other issues for students, still being supportive of all public schools, as the city has done for many years. And so we're excited to start that new adventure and really appreciate the Chamber's support for those two bills.
Here for the Vegas Chamber post-session breakfast. Excited to be here. Vegas Chamber does a ton of great things for the business community. They're incredible partners, and I've worked together with the Vegas Chamber for a number of years, including Paul Marakin, who I've personally known for 20 plus years. now incredible representative for the business community. One of the bills that we worked on together this legislative session in 2023, it was a bill that would have been a negatively impacted economic development, which is specifically important to our organization. Together with the Vegas Chamber and other partners throughout the state of Nevada, we were able to mitigate that bill. It was Senate Bill 394, and really appreciate their partnership on that.
So excited for this opportunity, and I'd like to say that this team has done an incredible job during this legislature. They monitored hundreds of bills. They developed a new communication strategy through the rundown. It was so helpful for me as a small business owner to stay on top of things. I encourage everyone to take full advantage of their chamber membership, and thank you very much for the summaries that we receive on a regular basis.
That'll do it for this edition of Like Nobody's Business. If you'd like to learn more about our advocacy efforts at the Vegas Chamber, visit our website at www.vegaschamber.com.
Again in 110